Hello and welcome back at our series with the tutorial videos, and we are continuing in our construction. We can see the previous ones rails I recently made in the one of the first videos, and I came back because today we will focus our vision on the railway switch, because railway switch is one of the most important things on our railways. Yeah. Otherwise, there is no possible way how to easily change the rail at your station. Yeah. There are several designs. I already showed them, so I will don't repeat myself again. And today I will focus only on the base design. So I just need to find if this color is okay. Yeah, that's okay. And now I can start with my straight line. The most important thing is the distance between start and the end of the switch. That length depends on the distance between the rail 1 and rail 2 and angles what we will use for the curves. Yeah. And then functionality and final design is on you. Yeah, you need to know basic inputs. Yeah. In this case, I will try to do some special railway switch. Maybe I will create two designs, but I will start with the first one. The railway switch of this type will have three outputs: the straight one, the right one, and the left one. It's because the switch will be used for the stations. Maybe I could use only switch for the left and right and don't use the middle line. Yeah, that's one of the possible ways, because the station will be universal. I will don't have maybe a station for the cargo and passengers. If I will have station for cargo and passengers, then I could create some kind of, how to say, it can be, if you have two separated stations, one for cargo and one for passengers, then you need to create separate rail for the cargo and for the passengers. Yeah, because you don't want to hit your passengers with the crane or something really heavy. So you will have separated stations, and that's why I wanted to use the middle rail, because the middle rail is just to pass through the station, and the left and right lines are depending on your direction. Yeah, so you will always go to the right side and then came back, and it does not matter on your direction. If you go from the left, you will go right and left. If you go from the right side, you will go in your direction, you will go right and again left. So that's why three rails. So your train, you can have like two trains on your station, and third train can pass through it freely. And that's same for the passenger or for the passenger station. But of course, passenger station or some smaller station can have only one rail. Yeah, so you will just have the railway switch with two outputs and not three outputs. But it's easier to make for three outputs and then one remove. Yeah, because then you can with the three outputs, middle, left, and right, you can easily remove the left or right side and have only like you will see it. You will see. Now I must start. The basic functionality is like that. I will need to place. Okay, here it is, but I will focus only on this one block. So now I need to place some kind of hinge. The hinges will be below the rail. You know why I built in the space, so it's easy for this. And I must be careful where I place this mark, because all the hinges should be in the same direction. Yeah. And now if I fill it like this, or place it like this, then it's not possible to rotate. I will need the battery. Now I can't rotate it. So I will make it a little bit different. Okay, maybe you hear my chinchilla. And now I need something which will allow me the rotation. The one possible way is to use half blocks like this one. But the gap between these two blocks is really big. It's quite big, so I will try to use these ones. Or maybe these ones. But this one is a little bit better, so I can use it like this and this. And now this should allow me some rotation. So I will enter the settings, I will decrease the strength, and now rotate it. Yeah, 4 degrees. 4 degrees. Yeah, of course there is some kind of DH, but for the railway switch I can say it's okay. It's not so big deal. It's mainly because the angle is quite big, so I will use, for example, I will come back and I will use like -2 and +2. So now it's like almost 0. And this is my first part of the railway switch. I will replace these large blocks with the standard blocks. And now I can easily work with this one. So I will start like this. Then I will place there some input. This is the way where the train enters the switch. Maybe I will place there some kind of a pillar. The pillar will be important later. And now I will need to place several of these segments. And now I will try it's moving. It's moving, so it's okay. But you can see it's like jumping. Yeah, because the mass of this rail is extremely big. It's one of the heaviest rails, so it's not a good, and that's why I will use pistons, but that will be later. Maybe I could decrease the step with this one. I usually use 4 or 5 of them, and then I will modify the angles, the final angles. Now, why we need that pillar? We need some bypass. We need something which will connect our input and output of the rail switch. That's why your switches will be usually a little bit bigger. Than they should be. Okay. Now that's almost all. Yeah, that's almost everything. And now we need to know where is our target area. Because you have usually two directions, two outputs. I will place there some plane, so I will be able to mirroring now. And we need to know the distance between the rails. Yeah, here I need some gap for the wheels, and second gap for the second wheels, if I will want to place the second rail here. But for that purpose I need some kind of platform between the trains, so it will be safer for passengers, it will be safer for trains. And that platform will be, for example, 2 blocks wide. So here now I need gap, and here will be the rail itself. So now I can everything remove, because now I don't need it. I needed it just for measurements. And that's my output. But still, we can see some problem, yeah? If I rotate this rail, you can see the main problem, yeah? I didn't... Okay. It's behaving a little bit weirdly. I will increase their strength and a little bit decrease their speed. Now we are at the maximal angle, which I wanted to use, but we can see we have a problem. We didn't even leave this rail, so I will increase that degree to 3. So it will be a little bit sharper, but it will still allow me to move that rail. But still we can see there is no enough gap for our wheels. So I will remove the block here and place it here. So there will be longer arm. But now I can't connect it because there is no any opposite direction. So now I will put these hinges into the group. So it will be like, it will be, okay, switch, the first name of the group, and it will be hinges. I can hide this one. So the hinges now are in the group, so I can easily pick this one. And of course I will need to do some modifications. For the left and for the right side I will need to set the degrees and turn it to the station. There are possible ways to do it later, to place it to station later. Yeah, but it would be lots of work. So I will try to. So -3. Okay, that's all. And to the station. Plus 3. Turn off and station. It's possible to move these hinges above the rail and then remove them, but only for these static rails. For the dynamic, it's not possible. You need the hinges at the place. So now I need to remove these inputs. I will place there some blocks, and I can try to modify it, but you can see it's the distance is not enough. Yeah, we know that the length of this one segment is 4 blocks. 4 blocks. So I will need to increase the distance at least by 8 blocks. So I will cut it in the middle there. Remove this one. Place it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and one removed block. So now it's 10. So it's quite long. But I can pick this one. And we can see we are almost at the angle we want to. If I place there, it's quite easy, so I can place there the second one. Okay, one more. I need 5 of them. And here I can make this one longer. Yeah, so the distance between these two are enough. It's always better to have more length, more blocks on the side of the static ones than the dynamic one, because if the dynamic one is too much long, then it will be too much heavy, and if it is heavy, then the hinges cannot support that weight. So this is the prototype. It's now almost working, but still it's not correctly aligned. Yeah, how I could align this one? In this case, I could remove several blocks. I will make it a little bit shorter and remove, for example, 2 blocks. Place it. And now I can see it's too much. So now I will cut it again, remove, and add 1 block. And 1 block I recently removed, and now we can see that if I make it like this, the angle is almost correct. The distance and angle is almost correct. So now it could work. It could. I don't say it will work. Yeah, but as I showed, the angle of these rails are now 3 degrees, which can be a little bit too high, yeah, because it's like this one rail, which is one of the most sharp ones, so it will not support high speeds. Yeah, it can be a little bit problematic for the high speeds. So I could little bit decrease the angle. I can copy this one. I don't need to rework it from the basic. From the base, I can rework it. Create new plane. Now I can remove this one, And I know I will need to make it longer. So I will now add several blocks. I will take my engineer and degrees reverse, -2, reverse again. And now I will need to make the static ones. So I will again pick them, copy them, take the battery. Oh. Convert to ship. I know that this side is static. Yeah. So I need to move this one to the ship. I will modify the angle. And convert to the station again. Same for this one. Convert to the ship. -2. And that's all. Again to the station. Remove the battery. And now I can easily copy this one 5 times. And the distance is still enough, so I can make it a little bit longer. And this should be it should be enough, but we will see at testing. It's possible to always modify these last blocks, but we can see the rails are not aligned to themselves. There is gap of 1 block. So I will need to increase the distance for this one. Well, one more time. But I don't know how much. So I can see now I can remove 1 block. Would be possible, for example, to use piston and try to align it with the piston, for example. So the previous one and this one are almost okay. So maybe, of course, I will use that piston. Maybe I never use it because it's possible to align it manually. But I need to warn you that it will change the angles a little bit, because there will be now the angle between this one and this one is 0. But now I will change. I will hide these ones and I will change the angle in this one a little bit, just a little bit. And I can see it's too much, so I will decrease it again a little bit. Okay, not enough. Yeah, this one is correct. So now there is some small angle between these two rails, but it's still okay. And it's not so big deal. If that angle would be bigger than, for example, 10% of the angle of these parts, then I should use the piston in the middle and increase or decrease the distance between this side and this side, as I will need. but I don't need. So this is clear, this is okay. And now I already know this angle. This angle is now for me very important, because I can now, for example, I will show it. I can use it for this functionality. Rotate to angle. Rotate to angle, and it will be like 2.06. Speed will be 1. And set velocity. Okay. Rotate to angle 1.06, but minus and 1. Yeah? So now it can be easily controlled only by the hinges, but you can easily see the problem. If we want to have that switch fast enough, we need to set high velocity, which is like 1 RPM. But we can see it's jumping. Yeah, it's jumping. That's not the correct behavior. So there is one solution for that. I will increase this one. And it's possible to make something like this. I will make it back to this one state. And this is one of the previous solutions, but this solution is usable only for 2 outputs. If I have 3 outputs, I have problem with the middle one, because the middle one is still jumping. It usually prevented the jumping, and it finds the final destination faster, because it's stopped by hitting this plate. But it was still slow, because these kind of rails are really heavy. They are very heavy. So I will need to modify that. Remove these stops. I will add there the pillars. Now it looks quite good. But I usually want to hide these beams, yeah, so I will rework it a little bit. I need to connect these parts together so they will not detach. Easily modify it. And now I will connect it below the surface. Yeah, it's possible to use, I could use some of the new blocks. Yeah, I have an idea. I could use the new blocks. One more. Because there are new blocks like this one, conduct. I will use conduct. because they are small. I never use them, so I will need to find. Okay, there is no middle conduct, so no, okay, that's not a big deal. And I will connect these parts together. So now they will remain connected below the ground. It's invisible, it should be invisible, because the ground will be like there. And now I can easily remove these parts. And it should still be connected together. Yeah, because there are Easter eggs. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay now. So now I can continue. I will need to place there some piston. I know that there is an area where will be the supporting wheels. So I will need something below that. And I need to choose the area of the last segment, which is this one, and with the more to the hinge is better, because if you place it here, you will need to pass the distance like this one, and this one, this one, and this one, with the pistons. Here the distance will be smaller, little bit, not so much, but it will be smaller. The piston, for example, can be from the left side. So I will need to is there some kind of T? Okay, if I do it like this, yeah, it's possible to connect it. Okay, but I don't want to go this way. Okay, so I will go this way. And now I will need to create some distance. So the smallest distance, wrong angle. Now that one is correct. I will need to. Okay, this seems like. Okay, I don't know how much pistons I will need. I think I will need like 2 pistons from this block. So one block, like one block more, and 2 blocks per 1 piston. 1 and 2. So here can be our pillar. Here should be. And now I will need the hinge. Okay, I maybe forgot the hinges. So I need to increase the distance one more time, at least one more time. Yeah, at least one more time. Because here I can hide the hinge. So there will be hinge, piston, and piston, and there should be one hinge again. Yeah, this one looks correct. And the distance is okay. It's like for the millimeters. Now my target is to find hinge 1, hinge 2. So if I will attack it, it's too much. So I will increase the minimum distance. Now it's hitting the piston. So now I can try to attach the hinge 1 again. And I will need to increase that distance a little bit again. Yeah, the distance now is too much. Let's switch piston. I can hide it. And I will a little bit decrease it. Okay, one more time. Yeah, this one seems correct. For the line I could use more blocks like this one, but I'm afraid it will not allow me to move anymore. But we can see it's aligned. So that's the minimal distance. Now I will rotate the hinges and reverse the pistons. Yeah, these hinges were blocking me. I can turn them off. Okay, we will need to remove these blocks. But that is now too much distance. But yeah, 4.83. So I will set our maximum to 4.8. Reverse and reverse. Still I can see it's too much. 0.6. Reverse and reverse. Yeah. Now this is my target. I will add these blocks again. And I can now try to align it exactly to the position. Too much. These blocks cannot be there. Yeah, but it seems it's aligned correctly. So that's all for this setting. I now know that 2 pistons are enough. Both of them are at this distance, so I would be able to use only one piston for this railway switch. Only one piston. Because one piston has 10 meters maximum distance, and I need 4.6. So it's possible to rework it so it will not be so big. But before continuing, I will copy that, or I could save it. That's a possible way too. But okay, I will make something more there, because I always need to control that railway switch somehow. Yeah. So I will need something that will allow me that. Where are they? I will need the timer blocks. Not the event controllers, but timer blocks. There will be 3 of them, +1 and +1 relay, for example. I will make it underground. So 4 of them, 1 more, and relay. I could use also the broadcast, and I will need, for example, a battery. Now I can enter the settings. So this one timer block will be for the left, right, and middle. I will increase the distance of the pistons. Yeah, of course I forget some setting, because now I need to write these positions, for example, to paper, because these positions are important for me. The minimum distance, piston minimum distance is 0.13. Max distance is 4.615. But still I missed the middle position, yeah? And it's similar to for the hinges. For the hinges I know the side position is 2.06 plus minus, but the middle position is 0. That's easy, yeah, that's easy. I removed that, it's okay, so I will. And now I need to move with the pistons again, manually. It will be like this distance. And now I need to again find the best position. So I need to a little bit degrease it. Okay, I will decrease the speed. Now I can see it's too much. Yeah, this one is correct. So the middle position is 2.335. You can see the only this one number can change it and make incorrect position. So the prototype is almost complete. I left the seat, but still I need to set these timer blocks. So setup actions, groups, and it will be rotate to angle, and the angle will be minus 2.06. Speed will be like 1. That's enough. The piston will be set and move. So we will set the distance. This one is like this one, and the speed is unknown for me now. I will use 2 meters per second, and we will see how it will work. Yeah, it's quite working. But I don't know which one was the fastest, so I will need to set up actions for this one. 0, 1. It will be 3, 3, 5, and 2. Because I need to know what is now faster. And we can see the hinges are faster than the pistons. So I will need to modify the speed of the piston. I can, for example, put it there 4. Yeah, that's correct. You can see it a little bit jumping. That's because I chose incorrect position. I placed this arm too close to this hinge. Rotate. That's the plus 1. And this one is 0.13 for speed. Yeah, that movement is not correct. Yeah, so I will need to redesign it again, but I will do it later. But I know now it's working, it's okay. This is what I wanted, almost what I wanted, because now the railway these segments still can move. If the train will be too much heavy and too much fast, it will move. And we don't want that, so I will need to use the landing gear or the magnetic plate. That's possible too. The large magnetic plate. The small magnetic plate I can't use because there is no block which can be in this way used. And how is with the position? The position will be like here. It will not be at the first, but at the third or fourth position and the last position. So there will be block. Okay, now but I don't know if it is locked or not. It's possible to test it. Yeah, it's locked. It's shining green, but it should be blue because it's locked. That's why I don't like these ones. But for this purpose, it's a little bit better. I could use this one block. Oh, I hope it connected together. So now it should be locked. So if I want to move with it, it does not move at all. So what I need to do, it will move. Well, I will make the group. There is one problem with these groups. That's very important information. If you have two switches at a same grid, they are connected together. Not by the antenna, but they are directly connected together. For example, it can be caused at stations because you have one switch, then station, and the second switch. And if you use the groups for these switches and they are connected together, so if you start switch 1, the second switch will move 2, and that's not correct. So in this case you need to be careful and separate these two switches from each other. It's very important. The second solution, if you need them on the same grid, I don't know why, but you need them, is possible to set all the hinges, pistons and magnet separately through the toolbar, and you will not use the groups like I did. So there will be like 5 hinges, 2 pistons and 2 magnetic plates. Yeah? Is it understandable? If not, you're bad. So I will continue. I need to unlock these ones, and I need lock timer block, which will be like 2 seconds only 2 seconds, and this one will lock them to the position. Okay, I will increase it to the 3 seconds, and I will need to start it. Yeah, the middle one will start it too and unlock them. This one need to unlock them and start timer block. And that's all. These hinges are turned off, so that's okay. Maybe I can, this one, okay, it's okay. Battery, I can hide it. Action relay will be used later. I can put there some channel, and I can set the broadcast controller so it will be named like switch. Setting, moving to left rail, right lane, and middle rail, and the last one message can be like locked. So it will be transmit information 1, oh, sorry, 4, 1, 4, this one will be information 2, and number 3. I think it's not locked. It's now shining white. That's not correct. I will need to modify it a little bit. I can use this block. Yeah, it's now possible to lock it in position. Because in this case I locked to the hinge, but in this way I wasn't able to lock it. I don't want to use more magnetic plates. I can see it's working as I want. I could move this one down and put there some blocks, more blocks. But this is prototype. And for today, for this design, it's all. I will a little bit modify it. I will move this one block down, and I will move this arm a little bit to the left, somewhere in the middle of this segment, and that will be everything. Yeah, later will be possible to put there, or maybe now I could put there some small blocks which could be used as a filling between these blocks. Yeah, these vertical windows. They are, because they are small, but it's still possible to use them to fill the hole between the rails a little bit, so there will be smaller gap. I don't know if there is some different blocks which could be used in the similar way, because all of these blocks are usually half blocks, and I know the half blocks is too much, and blocks like these are too thin. So the last test. Oh, okay. can see that it hit that rail, so I can't use it. There, I will use it maybe on my own. Why is it locking so fast? That's really weird. You see, it's locking, and why? Okay, that's really weird. Because it's locking too fast. Why does it lock if the auto lock is offline? You see, this one works okay, but this one, it's locking, and I don't know why. Why is it locking? I can turn off all the... Okay, I don't know. I don't know how, why is it locking? Because it shouldn't lock. It shouldn't. I will try to replace it. Yeah, now it's correct. I will put it to the group. Oh, okay. Timer blocks are offline. Yeah, now it's okay. That was first bug of this kind I met. Yeah, now it's working. So I think now it's everything. But still I will need to modify the pistons. It will be modified and then I will see. It's now possible to add the traffic lights. I don't know how is it called for the trains. Like on this way and on this way. I could put there some traffic lights so it will be possible to see if that train can move and which direction it will move. Would be nice, for example, to use... I don't know if I have that. This one. Yeah? In the middle. In the middle. It's possible to check it. Because I have there the train. if it is possible to place it. Okay, due to these couplings it's not possible because it's dangerous that it will hit the coupling and stop the train. So no, it's not possible. So I will need to use some different possible way. For example, I could place here these these blocks, and okay, it's not possible to enter them. And for example, use them for the arrow and oh, okay, it's emotional controller. I don't want emotional controller. I need full blocks. Yeah, these ones. Maybe it's now possible to enter them. Yes, it's possible. So I will use it. Text and images. Arrow. The second one will be rotated. This one will be rotated too. There will be no arrow. There will be no entry. And this one will have no entry. Two. This one is not correctly positioned. Yeah, it's like. And it can be similar on this side, but it's not possible because there is a half block. So I can't place it there. Another possible way would be use projectors and to make some kind of green and red walls, for example. Everything is possible in this way. So that's all. Hello and welcome back. I did several modifications on the railway switch, and I will show you at the end of this video. This part of the video is recorded several days ago, because I modified that railway switch as I showed in the tutorial part, and as I said, I did several modifications. The main modification is moving this arm to the middle of this longest segment, and I changed a little bit these magnetic gears for magnetic locks. Also, I added green and light markings for the active and deactive rails, and several sensors. There is one middle sensor, which usually when the train passes through the railway switch, then it will set the switch to the main position, which is the middle one. Because if the train would be coming from this way and rail would be switched to this rail, there is possible chance that if the train will be so fast that it will hit the rail before it reaches the final position. So the middle position is the best because it's same fast to the left or to the right. So this one always turns back to the middle position. And there are also another two sensors, which is here and here, and these sensors activate their own rail. So if it is if it detects train from this way, then it will trigger the rail to the left from the other side. From this side, it will to the right. So it's half autonomous. I will still need to find out how to automatically switch the railway according to incoming train, for example, because I will want to sometimes stop on the railway station, and station will be active only for the left and right rails, and the middle one will be free. But of course this is only for the large station. For the small station I will do another modification where I remove this right part, and there will be only left and the middle one, so there will be station only with 2 rails. So the incoming train will go straight and then go to the left, and from this side it will go like this. So I will not use like left and right switches, but I will use only left one twice for that railway station. And the last modification, which is very important for this one, is placing the tables, or I don't know how is it called. For example, I can't find it now. Okay, that's not a problem. I can show it a desk. Okay, it's desk, table desk, doesn't matter. I needed to use different blocks because the previous ones where I used blast doors, the train had several problems with it, little bit. So I chose these ones where is a small gap between these 2 blocks, and I think that's all. Yeah, you can see it everywhere, these desks, and I hope it will work now. Now I can show you the functions. Yeah, how is it working? So this is how the lights work. It just turn the green one where it will be ready, and red one where it is stopped. Also there is some kind of cover, or how to say that when I trigger some rail, then I can't trigger another rail until the rail reaches the final position and lock it. So after lock, it allows me then trigger any other position. So that's all. This railway switch now works like this, and I think it's working quite well. Of course I had a problem placing the switch when I placed it to the ground, exactly here. The pistons and other parts hit the ground, and usually it broke. It can break, like it's jumping everywhere because clunk, but in this case everything turned to the station, so I couldn't move with it. So next time I need to be careful when placing it, and first to remove voxels around it. And another problem with the friction on the wheels, I decided to use more friction, but the first I used only like 20% friction on the wheels, and the train had the problem on the switch because it is a sharper curve than the rails, classic rails, so it had a little bit problem with it. So I added some new functions to the train, which is now working extremely smart. I can show it. I did new windows, of course, and the functions. I already showed the locking position, where it's working any time, but I used the same setting or the function for the braking because I had a problem. I had a problem with braking the train when the locomotive and wagons were separated, and wagon was braking and the locomotive not. And when I reached with the locomotive the wagon, then it connected, and I triggered the handbrake, but it turned it on handbrake on the locomotive, but turn it off on the wagon. That was a problem, so I did several modifications on the relays, and now it's working correctly. The way I did it is, I can show it a little bit. It will be fast, I hope. I have now 2 relays on and off, and if the relay is active, it's mainly on the wagon side. On the locomotive side, it's always turned on because it's managed with these 2 timer blocks. But on the wagon, if it will now send information 5, which is lock or activate the handbrake, then the relay is offline, so it will not get that information and it will not trigger anything. And if it gets the 6, then it will activate everything and then turn off this one and turn on this one. It's like they are switching from the on and off. And same system is for the bogies, for the supporting wheels. And another system I did is for the friction, I added sensors here, on the other side, and in the middle here. These sensors check the rail, and if they detect that the rail is curved in any direction, then these sensors activate or deactivate batteries, and these batteries are checked with the event controllers. And if one of these 2 batteries are turned on, then the event controller turn on, or I can say turn off, the friction on the wheels, on the corresponding wheels. So it's working quite well, but I spent like 3 hours to make it working properly. So that's one thing, and it was because of the switches. Because now on the switch it will turn off the friction of the wheels, of the main wheels, and it's now smooth. And this functionality increased power of the train itself, because previously when I used 20 or 25% of the friction, then it used only one small part of the power of the wheels. Now the friction is 100% or 0, and if it is 100%, then it uses all the power of the wheels, so the train is now a little bit faster. And also I created these designed lights, so it looks a little bit better at night. You can see it's nice. And another functionality is I see these couplings. I will still modify them, but I prepared the functionality that it turn off these couplings when the train is moving faster than 10 meters per second, and if it is slower, then it will turn them on and move them to the position and then reset everything around them. So that's all. And I see I have a hole there. So I'm now using lots of event controllers. You can see, like, for the doors, frictions, handbrake, limits, power, speed 10 to 82 meters per second, and supporting wheels. So lots of event controllers. So that's it. And I can maybe show that functionality above the 82 meters per second. I want to reach and now I have fire. And now you can see on the toolbar that it turn on and off the friction. Yeah, these wheels now shows me friction, so it's possible to see it in the action. I'll stop the train, okay. And now I will go forward again. And I can show this one switch in the action to show that it can support the train. Its train is incoming. And how is it here? Sometimes it has a little bit problems, but it's working quite well. I will decrease the speed a little bit, and now it should activate the sensors. But yeah, it's not the best because of the friction of the wheels. If I don't use any friction, then it works really well. Without any friction, it's really smooth. Yeah, so I can propose to everyone who wants to build trains, use wheels without friction, and to use only thrusters to move it with it. Because that's the best solution. The friction is my enemy and I need to do lots of things around it. So for today, that's all. I showed everything around the railway switch and some updates. And next time we will build the gantry crane. Have a nice day and goodbye.